Okay. Love you.
Welcome to Beyond the Voices, a podcast where impactful conversations spark change, amplify unheard stories, and inspire actions. Here, we give voices to the change makers, the dreamers, the doers, and those who are shaping a better world. Whether it's innovation, advocacy, or personal journeys, every voice matters. Each week, we bring you compelling stories, deep insights, and transformative ideas from thought leaders, activists, and everyday heroes from around the globe. From untold stories of resilience or stories of groundbreaking perspectives, Beyond the Voices is your destination for meaningful conversations that leave a lasting impact. If you're ready to be inspired, challenged, and moved, this podcast is for you. Beyond the Voices, where impact meets inspiration.
Hello and welcome to Beyond the Voices. And today we have Dr. Denise Nicholson here today. Dr. Denise Nicholson is a respected book coach. She's an educator and publishing mentor dedicated to helping aspiring authors transform their ideas into powerful, publish ready manuscripts. With a rich background in teaching, leadership, and personal development, Dr. Denise Nicholson guides writers through every step of the creative process, from clarifying their message to structuring their book, strengthening their voice, and preparing for publication. Known for her encouragement, her insight, and hands on coaching style, she has helped countless writers overcome their fear, find their voice, and finally bring their stories to life. Dr. Denise Nicholson is passionate about helping others share their truth, impact their communities, and leave a lasting legacy through written word. So today I want to welcome Dr. Denise Nicholson to the Beyond the Voices podcast.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I have been looking forward to being a part of your program. I've listened to some of the podcasts already, and I've had other people from the Writing Incubator tell me how amazing this was. So thank you for having me.
Wow. It is certainly a pleasure, Dr. Denise Nicholson. So I know you have helped countless of people share their story. So I want you to just tell us a little bit about how you got started and just what this means to you as a coach.
So I got started after I wrote my book, Sila, When Mommy Left for Foreign. And while I was doing my book tour and book signing, a lot of people were interested in how the details of writing the book. And I realized that so many people had a dream and a goal of writing a book, but they just didn't know how to start. So I started a writing coaching group, and it is now global. But I remember when I just started, I had just one person signed up, and she never even finished her book because she said the process was so healing for her. She thought that she wanted to write a book, and then she realized that she really was searching for a deeper connection and healing from the trauma that she faced. So she credits me all the time with helping her along her healing process. But I really give her all the credit because she signed up to something when I didn't know what I was doing. I just said, you know what? People are asking, I'm going to start. So that's how my journey started. I just started because I saw that there was a need.
Wow. And I've seen your work, Dr. Denise, and I've worked with you on several different projects. But can you just share with the audience when a person comes to you and they have an idea, what do you coach them? They have an idea of of wanting to write their book, but they have no idea of how to do that.
So
What do you?
I have a I have a bold framework. And the name of the company is Bold Publishing, and I created a bold framework. So I bring them through that bold framework. The B part starts in the writing incubator, where we just brainstorm and write. You brainstorm ideas, titles, different chapter ideas and different uh, stories that you can put into this book to bring out the most important message that you want the audience to get. So we start off in that process. And then once the writing phase is over, we move into the O phase, which is organizing the publishing process. And that phase takes a little bit of time because there's some editing, there's formatting, there's getting the ISBN number. There is a lot to do in that process. And you need professionals for that. So we are
Mhm.
looking for the most appropriate professional for that book. We're not just looking for any old editor. I have a slew of editors, and so I'm looking to see which editor matches and can bring out the culture of the story so that when your audience read it, they don't need an explanation. Some people get any old editor, and I don't think that's correct. I think you need a culturally correct story, and it's more important for your audience, which is different from my audience because I'm Jamaican and I speak differently and I have certain expectations, and my culture have different way of laughing about certain things and different way of speaking about certain things and different foods that are a part of celebrations. So that's those details are important when you are picking an editor. I then, after we organize the publishing process, then we move them into the launch process, and that's the L. In the launch process, we talk about marketing and structure and different speaking and events, so many different things going into the launch. It is not just about that one day, it really is a year's worth of book signing that we discuss and start to plan out in the launch process. And then in the D process, we are dominating the social media because you're selling your book, but in order for you to sell your book, you need to be visible. Visibility beats ability. It doesn't matter how much value you have. If no one knows about you, then nobody's going to buy your book or whatever message that comes with it.
Wow. Wow. So tell me this, Dr. Denise Nicholson. So I know you work with several authors. So, in your opinion, I would like to ask you, what kind of authors do you primarily work with? Would it be first time authors, seasonal authors, speakers, entrepreneurs? What's your target?
My target audience are first time authors, but I've had authors that has written their first book with me and are now back with me for their second and third round of books because they appreciated the ease of the process with me, and so they come right back. But I'm
Wow.
looking to help those who are just budding authors. Their goal and desire is just to get out there and to write that book, but they're struggling because they feel stuck, they feel
Mhm.
overwhelmed, they feel like their grammar is not good enough. Those are the people that I'm targeting because I can help you with that.
So, when they feel stuck and they come to you and they get that writer's block, what is your advice for those first time authors?
That writer's block is real. And first of all, writer's block is real, and we just accept that. Talk about that because some people will tell them, you just don't know what you're doing. And really, writer's block comes from a few things. And one of the things that I've discovered that gives people that writer's block is that they are not settled with the story. They don't want to, there's something that they're uncomfortable with talking about. Either
Mhm.
it's the story itself or the people that they don't want to offend because they don't
Mhm.
know how they will respond. Maybe their mother has never heard some of the stories in the books. And so they get a feeling of arrested writer's block because they are unsure about the feeling that
Mhm.
someone will feel about them writing about a story.
Right, right.
So we start
And
to
I
talk about that, and then we go through, you know get get an understanding of what's causing the writer's block. And then once
mhm.
they identify that, then it's a smooth process, smooth sailing after that.
Wow. So I guess the another thing I would like to know is we talked about writer's block and how they move past that phase of it. So when you teach people how to write, do you feel like it's just about strategy, or does the environment has anything to play with it in terms of them finishing their book? What would you suggest? It,
The biggest thing is mindset. The biggest thing is that paradigm shift. Just getting into the mindset that you deserve to get this book done. A lot of times we have this idea that we want to do something, but then because we haven't done it before, we tell ourselves that this book isn't necessary. There's too many books out there just like this. My story doesn't matter. A lot of people go through this, so I'm not going to overwhelm the market. So we speak negatively about the calling that God has asked us and charged us to do. We talk ourselves out of it. So I believe the first thing is getting the mindset together.
wow. Wow, that's so powerful. But because we know if the mindset is not right, and and I won't say not right, but negative, right? We
Yes.
want to focus on the positive, and a lot of times it's like it's just exactly what you said, the paradigm shift, our belief system. So a lot of times we just have to be able to recognize it for what it is and be able to move past that level of fear so that we can go on and get those words, as you often say, out of your head and onto paper.
Yes.
So, Dr. Denise, I've seen your incredible work, and I know you're highly sought after. Can you share one of your success stories? And I know you have a book, and you can tell us a little bit about your book in as much as you want to share. I don't want to spoil that piece of it, but again, I know that you're highly respected. I've seen several of the authors who you have helped write their book. You even helped me write my first book, so I can attest to that. And I do constantly come in and just see some of the new authors that you are currently working with and how you take them from the level of fear that they have to actually being able to move past that and write their book. I've heard you speak on several occasions when people come in and they are afraid. And I hear you say, I will be with you each step of this process. You just have to start to believe in yourself and believe in my ability to get you to where you want to be, and that is to get your book published. And so again, you are an incredible female who is doing some amazing things. I know you're also a TEDx speaker, and you've helped so many other people get on that stage. So a lot of respect again goes out to you for just helping other people achieve their goals and dreams. So I want to give you those kudos. But what makes your coaching approach you feel unique compared to other book coaches uh, in the marketplace? What you
Thank you so much. What makes me unique is that at the end of this process, people not only have a best selling book, but they believe in themselves. And they go on from becoming authors to, or wanting to be authors. They now are authors, but then they go on to host their own events, to have their own podcasts, to become coaches. And so I feel incredibly proud because you came to me for a dream, and the next thing you know, you're a coach, you're hosting your events, you're doing your own podcast, and that makes me really proud. So that's the uniqueness of my of being a part of my organizations. You come in for a book and you leave a leader.
Wow. So if you, let me see what I want to ask you. If someone becomes your client,
Mhm.
okay, what can they expect from you practically and emotionally during their journey? Does that
So practically, you're going to come out with a book. And emotionally, you're going to come out with a different mindset. As a matter of fact, the people who are a part of my tribe are they become my friends. So you come
Mhm.
in, you want to be an author, and you leave out as a part of a tribe of people that are encouraging, people that are ambitious, people that are global travelers, people that are doing so much in the entrepreneurial world that you feel empowered, you feel encouraged, you feel motivated, you feel inspired, and that's what you get when you become a part of my tribe. So you come in for one thing and then you never leave. You just never leave. We become family. It's
Mhm.
I love it so much because I've been doing this for 5 years, and the people who signed up like yourself for the first people who signed up are still with me 5 years later. I love it.
Wow.
That's what you get.
Yes.
I have a really incredible story. There was a woman that came in, and she wanted to write a children's book, and she said, "I've been trying to write this children's book for over 12 years. And I cannot believe I finished it in 6 months in this program." Not only, she said, when I came in, I was so annoyed and overwhelmed with myself because I've been trying it for so long. And 6 months later, the book comes in my mailbox and I'm holding my dream in my hand. So that brings me so much joy, because to have a problem, an issue for 12 years, it reminds me of the woman in the Bible that she had an issue for how many years? I think hers was 12 years also. And
Mhm.
that woman had that issue for so long, and all she had to do was touch the hem of God's garment, and he,
Mm.
he gave her healing. Well, to me,
Wow.
I'm no God, but you have an issue, you have a problem that you've been toiling over for 12 years, and you come into our tribe, and you not just get this book, but now you're a part of a family, because this woman, she comes to every quantum weekend. Every year we have an annual authors conference in Rockland, New York, and she come to this conference every year because she feels like, I don't want to miss out. I'm going to see my brothers and sisters, or my co-authors,
Mhm.
and I just want to be a part of this group and this celebration.
Wow. Yeah. So, in your opinion, I know you've helped a lot of people. When you look at the people who come through your program, Dr. Denise, what would you say is the biggest mistake that new authors, well, people make when they try to go this process alone?
Oh my goodness.
People who,
That's one of the most questions I get at denisenicholson.com. And how I help people to go through that is, I answer it with saying, people don't know what message they want people to walk away with. That is the biggest problem. They're not
mm,
sure. And that, not knowing that, is going to hold you back, because when people pick up your book, it's got to be crystal clear what you want them to walk away with. They're coming with their own confusion, they're coming with their own trauma, they're coming with their own problems. So if you are not sure of what you want them to walk away with, they will not pick up your book. And if they pick up your book, they won't finish it. And what's the use in writing a book that is not going to sell, or is not going to broadcast a bigger message than just a book? You write a book. I believe that after you write a book, it should begin the part of your entrepreneurial life. So you write a book, what's next? And you may you may not be quite sure of what to do next, but it shouldn't stop at the book. It should begin with broadcasting your message all over the world.
That is so powerful. So powerful. Denise, if a person comes to you, or for those people who are listening, those persons who are listening to you today, who has a book inside of them, what are three questions that they should ask themselves before they start?
So, one of the things that you need to ask yourself when you are writing a book is, first, I just mentioned, what is the most important message you want to share with the world? Second, are you healed enough to share these stories? Because we want to talk about things that is pressing on us, but are you healed enough to talk about it? Because only transformed people can transform people. So if you're not healed through it, you're going to bring more frustration to the people who are healed or trying to heal through their issues. So if you have not healed through the problems, don't tell that story as yet. When you feel transformed, you'll be able to give information that can help others transform. Three. So that was two. Number three, if you are going to write a book and publish it, be ready to sell the book. Because a lot of people, they write the book and they don't want to do the other part, which is marketing the book. So there are two parts to the author. There's a part where you are just an author and you are writing the book and then you publish it. But after you write the book, you are no longer in the business of writing, honey. Now you're in the business of marketing. And a lot of times we don't prepare ourselves to sell the book. We think that writing it is enough. Even if you get a traditional publisher, you are still going to be required to learn how to market that book, because a traditional publisher is not going to sell your book for you. They're going to advise you, but they're not going to sell the book for you. So you have to ask yourself, am I ready to market this book? That's the third thing.
So, some very, very good advice. Another thing, how do you keep your writers engaged to the point where even after they write their book, they still come to your meetings? How do you keep people engaged to not want to leave? I've seen that.
So,
They don't want to leave. They write their book and they don't want to leave. They constantly come back.
because we are not just teaching you how to write the book, we also have marketing classes in there. So a lot of people come for the marketing classes also, but we also travel the world. We go to South Africa, we go to Zimbabwe, we go to Bali and Singapore, and we're traveling together as a family. And so people are, they come to these meetings and they feel like, if my family is going, I'm going. Yes, we are going to Morocco next year, and I already have a long list of people that are coming to Morocco with us, and we can only do but so many. So we're gonna have to, close the door or make two trips.
Yes, and I know you always sell out. I know you always, because I still go to some of your meetings and people are in there like, I wish I could have gotten in. And you're like, I'm so sorry, I've sold out, and they're waiting to see if somebody cancels.
Mhm.
But they're
So
this or
yeah, it's like family. They are looking forward to being a part of this because you know what? When you go to these events, when we're traveling together on these retreat, it's not just about your book. It's about you. And although you had this big dream of writing a book, a lot of people, they don't want to be overshadowed by the book. They have real emotions. They have real feelings, they have real hurt. And so when we are at these retreats, we talk about the author, the feelings behind the things that are holding you back. Maybe there's an author that has a dream of hosting a podcast, but is afraid, is telling herself a story that uh, it's an overpopulated environment, or it's too late for me. She's just feeding herself negativity until she gets to this retreat and can work through that and get a breakthrough that shows her that you can do anything you want to do. It doesn't matter that is 900 different there are 900 different podcasts. You can do this because your unique message is is needed for a unique listener. So these retreats that we have really help our authors heal so that they can dominate the masses and share their message with the world on a global platform.
well, Dr. Denise, you have connected so many people to their dreams, to their wannabe,
Oh,
to
thank you.
what they have aspired to be. You've connected so many people to their dreams. So if people wanted to reach out to you, how can they reach out to Dr. Denise Nicholson? But before you give us that little piece, I know that you have a book as well. So tell us a little bit about your book, and then let the audience know how can they connect with you.
So my book is Sila When Mommy Left for Foreign, and my book is about my unique story. Now, when I was 3 years old, my mother left me with my four siblings back home in Jamaica, West Indies, to come to America for better opportunities. When she left us 6 weeks after my mother left, my father passed away in a tragic car accident. So now, all of a sudden, we have no parents, no mother, no father. And that was very traumatic. For me, it was one of the places that I got stuck in, feeling unwanted, feeling abandoned, feeling like my parents just disappeared and left me. And so for me, that caused some issues. It started there with feeling like nobody wanted me, and it skyrocketed into, I'm no good. Especially because once my mother left, I experienced some molestations and things that I blamed my mother for, saying, if my mother was around, this would have never happened. If this, you know, if my mother was around, I wouldn't have experienced these things. And so um, I wrote this book because I was trying to find answers for myself, and also because I knew other women that had other stories that I was interested in sharing. So there's my story in this book, Sila, When Mommy Left for Foreign. But then there's also 8 other stories, because there's 9 stories altogether. And in the 8 stories, I talk about miscarriage, for example, because that's one of the things that I found that a lot of women experience. And they felt alone. They felt traumatized. They felt like they had no one to talk to or that had a similar experience. So I talk about this in this book. Then there's a story about transformation. Then there's a story about deliverance. There's a story about someone having a dream of becoming a track and field star. And it's just a wonderful array of stories that represents different experiences that women just like myself
Mm.
experience. Of course, my story was about me, my mother leaving, but each woman had a story that I felt a lot of women were experiencing.
So I know you are also a part of a wonderful organization. I've had the opportunity to just come to several of your events in New York City, and it was called Knitted Together. Can you tell us
Oh,
a little bit about
yes.
that?
So, oh my goodness. Yes, you were a speaker at Knitted Together. Now, Knitted Together was created because of the bond that we shared as women. We formed a bond that we could talk to each other about what we were going through, and we had regular meetings. And while we were doing our meetings, I don't remember who said it, but someone said, you know, I bet you there are other women going through these same things that we're going through. How about
Mm,
we extend an invitation to them to come and talk about their stories? So that's how Knitted Together was formed. We just said, okay, we're going to give women a platform to share their stories because sharing your story is healing. It's the beginning of healing.
mm,
I read an article that said that when you share your story, new pathways develop into your brain. And so you're not just stuck on, a negative thought, but when you're sharing your story, you're getting different perspective. And healing begins when you start to share your story. So I really would say, people, share your story. Start there. Share your story with the Uber driver, share your story with a stranger, share your story when you're online in the bank. Just share your story and you will start to heal, because when you keep it in you,
mm,
then you feel alone.
mhm.
You don't hear other people's perspective. You don't hear that there are some people out there that has gone through these things that you've gone through, and you were feeling like, why me? I'm the only one that this has ever happened to. And so I urge you to begin sharing your story.
Wow. So, people, you have heard Dr. Denise Nicholson here today on Beyond the Voices podcast. So, it has been a pleasure having you on, Dr. Denise. I want you to let everyone know how they can get in contact with you, how they can be a part of your writing community if they want to get their words out of, onto paper and get their first book published, or if they need help with their existing book that they have been struggling with, want to writing like I was when I came to you. I had been writing for years and years and years, but I just didn't know how to complete the book. And so when I reached out to Dr. Denise, she said, Shirley, I will be with you from the beginning of this process to the end of this process. And I tell you, Dr. Denise Nicholson was with me from the beginning of the process to the end of the process. And she's still with me today in different assignments or different ventures that I, get into. I can always reach back to you and ask you for advice. And you have always been there to give me advice and to just steer me in the right direction based on your knowledge and experience. So if anyone have a book if in your head and you've been struggling with the idea of actually getting that book published, you have the lady in the room today who can help you achieve your goals and dreams in terms of having that published book. So, Dr. Denise, just share with them how they can contact you, what they need to do again to be a part of your amazing program, the Writers Incubator Program, which is where I started, and just share with them the different stages. I know once you finish that stage of the process, you even have another program that they can actually go into, so that they don't lose that connection with that we call the tribe. So,
Yes. Okay, so the first thing is if you are writing a book and you feel stuck or you feel like you don't have the right grammar or you feel overwhelmed, just come to my Saturday class. Okay, it's 1 o'clock every Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come to that Saturday class and we'll see where you are. We'll start there. Bring whatever questions you have about overwhelm. And once you leave that class, you're going to leave with an outline. You're going to leave with clarity. So join me and just come to the Saturday class. You can register for the Saturday class at denisenicholson.com or boldpublishings.com, or you can join me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at author Denise Nicholson. I'm the same on TikTok and the same on Denise Nicholson on Facebook. So once you start to follow me, it'll be easy for you to jump in my class. If you go to denisenicholson.com, there is a link that says schedule time with me. If you feel like you want to speak to me separately, go ahead and schedule some time so that I can review your book. You can get a free review. Send your book to authordnicholson@gmail.com and you can get a free review. Okay? So I'll say start there. You can join my Saturday class or you can come to a scheduled meeting with me. I also have a class every Sunday and every Wednesday. So if Saturday doesn't work for you, I'm available on Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if that doesn't work for you, we have a meeting every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So pick and choose. There's got to be a day that works for you. And if none of those days work, just schedule some time that's your convenience.
wow. You all heard it from Dr. Denise Nicholson, CEO of Bold Publishing. If you are ready to get your book out of your head and onto paper, you heard her. This is your opportunity. Reach out to her and get started. Don't think about it. Don't second guess it. You have the lady in the room who can help you achieve your goals and dreams of becoming a published author. Take the leap. Reach out to Dr. Denise. You could even schedule time with her. She's offering you the opportunity for a free session. You cannot ask for any more than that. So I encourage you to reach out to Dr. Denise Nicholson, CEO again of Bold Publishing. She is an amazing coach. So don't sleep on it.
Don't sleep on it. Okay, you heard it.
So thank you
Thank
so much,
you.
Dr. Denise. Is there anything that you want to leave our audience with today?
For those of you who are listening, I'm going to give you a special offer. Now, yes, the writing incubator is very expensive. But if you mention that you are a listener of Voice Masters, I'm going to give you a free week session. Just when you schedule up your appointment with me, just mention that you're a listener of Voice Masters, and I'm going to give you a whole week of the Writing Incubator for absolutely free.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
because I
That
love
is
you, Miss
huge.
Shirley. That's because I love you.
I appreciate that, Dr. Denise. That is huge, ladies and gentlemen. Believe me, that is huge. That is a huge offer. So take advantage of it because, as Dr. Denise said, her program is expensive, but it is worth it. It is worth every penny. So for her to give you the opportunity to come into this program for a week for free, jump on it. Don't think about it. Give her a call. Get into the program. You would love it. What do you have to lose, right? You have a whole week for free. And if you want to quit after a week, and I doubt that you will, try it. Jump in and try it. Forget about the fear. Jump in and just try it. So again, I thank you, Dr. Denise Nicholson, for coming on to Voice Masters Global Beyond the Voices podcast. We certainly appreciate having you on today. I know how very busy you are, so thank you so much for taking time out to just come and share your story and some of your expertise with the audience. And again, do not sleep on this offer that Dr. Denise is giving you here today. We certainly appreciate you. And so make sure that when you reach out to her, remember you have to say that you heard her here on Voice Masters Global, and she's going to give you that whole week for free. So you cannot ask for
Mhm.
any more than that. So, Dr. Denise, it has been a pleasure as usual. And we certainly appreciate you coming on and having you here today to share your story and what you have to offer the world. So many people I have seen, again, you connect them to their dreams. And so, people who are listening, you can just be another one of those people. So, thank you so much, Dr. Denise Nicholson. You all reach out to her and have a wonderful day.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.